Hey guys, this is Carl from Lingo, and if you haven't seen our full review of the Google Pixel 3 XL, you can find the link in the description below. Well, the point of this video here is actually I want to show you something really interesting here. Personally, I've been using the Google line of devices, and of course back then it was actually called Nexus, and I think up to the Nexus 6P, which was one of the last devices. I don't know which year was that, 2015, yes. So 2015, yes. So up to like 2015, whereby you had the Nexus 6P, I've been using almost every single Google product. So actually, you can probably tell already what's inside this envelope. I'm just going to show you. So currently, right now I'm using the Pixel 2 XL, and this is the Pixel 3, so we'll just leave this here. And we'll slowly go back in time, so hopefully I can take this out in the correct order. Now of course, before the Pixel 2 XL, I had the Pixel 1, which is, I should take this case out. The Pixel 1, I didn't get the XL, which I kind of regretted, because once you go to the big screen, you can't actually go back down. So this is actually the Pixel 1. And we have also, earlier mentioned, the Nexus 6P. I should remove the case as well, so you get a better view of this. And we've got the Nexus 6P, and this is where it gets a little bit interesting, because you can already see, right, at 2015, Google has already, somehow, they were already experimenting with, this design language that you see here, They actually call this the visor. So back in the Nexus 6P again, this is the Nexus 6P, which was actually built by Huawei. So one more thing which I haven't mentioned is that when they switched over to the naming convention of Pixel 1, 2, 3, actually this is entirely made by Google. So hardware-wise also branded by Google. But back then in the Nexus line of devices, Google would actually get like different manufacturers to actually manufacture the phones for them. So this was actually Huawei's take on the Nexus 6P, and you can see a very similar style. You have the glass visor on the top, and you also have the fingerprint scanner, which is actually accessible by your index finger. So something very similar here. And then one step down, you actually have the Nexus 5. And I know that it looks kind of rough right now, but because this is actually some sort of rubber material that has kind of degraded a little bit over time, okay, unfortunately. So it's a little bit sticky to the touch now, so it's attracting a lot of dust. So unfortunately, yeah, it's not a really nice material to actually be having if you're intending to use a phone for that long, Actually, all these devices still work to a certain extent, I can actually show them to you if you come and find me, I'm just kidding. Okay, so the Nexus 5, no fingerprint scanner, okay, no fingerprint scanner. So you can see it is definitely different in design as well. No fingerprint scanner and no glass, you see, no glass. And next up, after the Nexus 5, before the Nexus 5 at least, was the Nexus 4. And this Nexus 4 was also manufactured by LG. Again, with a similar style to the Nexus 5, camera on the right side again, a normal glass front. So let's just put down the Nexus 4. And now we have the Galaxy Nexus. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with this phone, but it was manufactured by, guess what? Samsung, because it has the Galaxy name in it. So this was Samsung's take in the Nexus line of devices. So you have the Google branding, Samsung as well, the same thing. Yeah, unfortunately they didn't write Nexus here. So this is very weird. I just realized that they didn't write Nexus. I mean, all these phones had the word Nexus at the back. Yeah, and the back case, this was a time where, the back case was still removable. So you could take it out, you could swap out a battery, and things like that. So this is probably one of the last few phones that had a removable back cover. And of course, the final moment, and this is bring you back all the way back to 2009, okay? I don't have the Nexus S with me, because I didn't get that. I didn't have enough money. This is actually the Google Nexus One, where it all began, okay? This is a historical moment, because back in 2009, I was actually a Nokia user, okay? So I was actually deciding between getting a Nokia N97 or an iPhone 3GS. And that was a really tough choice because those two were really hot phones, Like the Nokia was really well known for their smartphones back then. Not say smartphones, not smartphones, just phones, The normal conventional phones that you could actually SMS and you could call and things like that. Those were really good phones back then, and when they came up with one of their first few smartphones, I was really excited to get Nokia. So I was deciding between those two, and I actually chose to stick with Nokia. And I think that was one of the, I'm not sure, it's a regrettable moment, but it's not really a regrettable moment, because it actually opened me up to actually trying, one of Google's first phones, the Nexus. So what happened was that when I was using the Nokia N97, I'm just telling you now, it's a terrible phone because although it had Wi-Fi, right, it was terribly designed. I don't know how many error codes they actually placed inside. Everything you do, right, there's an error code this and there's an error code that. And one of the error codes was so ridiculous. It was because I was actually using Wi-Fi at home. And because I went to school, I stepped out of the house, there was no more Wi-Fi. And then like they had this error code that kept popping up telling me like, there's something wrong, there's something wrong, there's something wrong. So I went online and searched what the error code was, right? Because they couldn't find it. Wi-Fi signal, What? I mean, if the Wi-Fi signal not there, then don't connect, Why are you telling me that? The whole day has been prompting me. So that was one of the worst phones that I ever used. Okay, sorry Nokia, okay, it's not that bad, okay, but it's just, I didn't really enjoy it. So within like a few months, I actually sold the N97 and I actually went ahead to Sim Lim Square to actually get the Google Nexus One. I saw this on an advert actually on YouTube. So I was like, whoa, like Google's phone? I've never heard of it. I mean, I've always used Google search and it's been really good. So why not just try a Google phone? And of course, the Nexus One was made by HTC here. And it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. All these fanciful features, like when I first got it, right, they had this thing called the live wallpaper. This was something that I don't even think you could set a wallpaper on iPhone 3G back then, like the app drawer, it was just totally black. But of course, lock screen, you can set a wallpaper. But the Nexus One had a live wallpaper. And in a sense that it could, whenever you touch the screen, it had this really nice animation. I want to show you, but I didn't bring the battery with me. But I probably can find animations of this online. It's actually like this live wallpaper with Google colors, like the 4 different colors. Red, blue, green, yellow. So definitely, it opened up my eyes to the Google line of devices that would actually go on from 2009. And ever since then, I don't think I'll be going on to any other smartphones. I'm not sure if there's even any other YouTubers who have actually been using every single phone since then. Not every single, I mean, I didn't use some, but still, this is an extensive collection which I'm never going to sell. I'm just going to keep this with me. Yeah, very happy now. Yeah, so I just wanted to share with all of you this collection that I have starting from the Nexus One. So definitely Google has come a long way into making their own smartphones. And yeah, this is definitely one of the best moments that I ever have. Thanks for watching and hope to see you again soon in our next video. This is Carl signing off.